How's everybody doing today? We're going to do a review on this Certina DS-1. Just kind of a casual dress watch. We're going to do I'm sitting out on my patio. I've never got to do a review outside, really. It's just a nice day. You can see a little overcast. Sun's not out. Just really nice conditions, a little bit of a breeze. Anyway, get on with this a little bit. Rob lent me this watch to review. I never reviewed it when I bought it, and I bought this watch for Rob to review with kind of a ulterior motive in mind, if that makes sense. I'll tell you a little bit. Rob got into the story a little bit when he did the review on this watch, but anyway, a couple years ago, 2 years ago in November, my wife was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I sold off all my watches and just extra money. I didn't know how much everything was going to cost and where I was going to be. And just talking to Rob a little bit, and Rob, Terry, a couple other people on the Independent Watch Aficionados knew, what was going on. I talked to some people, because when you're in that kind of situation, I don't know, you're kind of reaching for something, and you don't exactly know what you're looking for, but just kind of some sort of, I don't know if I'd say support, help, whatever, just someone to listen to what you have to say and just kind of vent a little bit, if that makes sense. So anyway, Rob kind of became, I vented to him a little bit about what was going on, and he, more than anything, Rob had done a gesture, and it was a very touching kind of moment for me, because I don't ask for things, and Rob just kind of voluntarily had done something, and I thought it was just super cool of a guy that I really didn't know outside of, we talk about watches, cars a little bit, handguns here and there, things like that we have common interests in. So he, like I said, I'm not going to get into what exactly it was, but it was just a cool thing to me for him to do, to let you guys know. I mean, Rob's a super cool guy, and this was how I was going to thank him. So I bought this watch because I personally liked it, and I was going to give it to Rob, because I knew Rob was probably never going to buy himself any kind of dressy type watch, because it's not his thing. I guess it's just, doesn't really go with what he wears on a regular basis. I wear business casual every day, so I can wear about whatever I want. But anyway, so I bought this Certina, with, giving it to him and in mind is just kind of a thank you. And for anybody else that doesn't know, or is going to put a comment or whatever, my wife is fine now. She, full remission, cancer's gone. But anyway, so this watch for me, this watch has some significance to it. But anyway, I'll move on from the story. It doesn't matter. Just sorry, I got sidetracked. But I believe this watch is a 39.5 millimeter case width, and I think it's 47, I believe, or 48 maybe, lug to lug, and it sits nice on the wrist. It's nice and thin. It goes under a shirt, cuff, no problem. Short sleeves, long sleeves. You could probably wear you can almost get away with a suit with this. You might be able to. I would wear this with a suit and not really care. I think it just looks nice. The Roman numerals make it a little bit different. You know, instead of having the Arabic numerals, it just gives a little something extra. And this honeycomb in the middle, it carries over, if you can see, down past where the hour markers are, in between there and the chapter ring. It just gives the watch more appearance of depth to me, I guess. It does have applied markers, which are nice. But the Roman numerals, it gives the watch kind of a classier look, even though it's like a casual everyday watch. The 4 o'clock date, I personally like the 4 o'clock dates. It's kind of out of the way to me, but I still know it's there and I can see it. I like a date on a watch. That's like a requirement for me. I'm a huge fan of the Tudor Black Bay. I would love to own one. The date kills it for me. I wish I could get one with a date. But anyway, the handset's very nice. It's got a slim handset, and they're very easy to read. It's a bezel-less design case, which I personally think is cool. Like, if you kick it just right, it almost gives the illusion of a bezel from a distance, but it's not. It's just the chamfered edge of that sapphire crystal. It goes right to the case, and I just think it's a super, super clean look. The case itself has chamfered edges on the lugs along the side of the case, on the top here, and on the inside right here between the bracelet, which I think is just kind of neat. It gives it just a little something extra as far as to look at. So when you're looking at it stretched out, like on the bracelet, to me it kind of pops with the center links a little bit, the way they did it. I don't know if that was a thought they had, but it's kind of something I look at. I think it's kind of cool. 2824-2 movement, not super decorated, but I still like exhibition case backs. It's 10 bar, water resistant, so you can wash your hands with it. You can get it wet. It's a good do everything in a way watch, outside of being a diver. Rob and I have been talking lately, and I told him I'm on the hunt, and I think I might have found it, but I'm not sure yet. I'm on the hunt for a do everything kind of watch, as far as a watch that's not a diver, but has the water resistance like a diver. 3-hander or GMT I would prefer. That's just kind of what I'm looking for right now. I like divers, but I've had tons of them over the years. I'm just kind of looking for different things. The bracelet has the brushing on the side. I like that. They could have polished it, I guess, but I like the brushing on a lot of things, just because it doesn't show marks so much. And with this one, you still get your polishing. There we go. Had to get it to focus. You get your polishing and your center links, and it still looks nice, but to me it just makes it a little bit more rugged and durable as an everyday watch. It's got your typical, your little safety clasp here. It's just a pressure hold clasp. There's no push buttons or anything, but the clasp, it's a nice milled clasp. It has, this is obviously stamped. But it feels very secure when you close it. It has a nice snap to it, and you kick it over, and the watch isn't going to go anywhere. And the Certina on the clasp is done really nicely. You can feel it, and it's like deep enough that I don't think it's going to be going away for a long time. And it looks nice. It stands out against the brushing, but it's not overbearing, if that makes sense. The only negative for me about this watch, and it's me, it's because of the way I wear my watches, is the crown. It's just a little sharp, and I wear watches oh, fairly loose. Let me see. So like down here. So see where it kind of has that dig right here in the back of my hand? It, I don't know. It is a little sharp to me, and I didn't notice that before. But that's my only real critique of this watch for what it is. Everything else is done really nice. The lugs have a nice taper down to them. It sits on the wrist great, and it's a nice understated, like, casual watch. You can, like I said, you can wear it with a suit, you can wear it with jeans and a t-shirt, and it's gonna look fine. No, it's not gonna. It blends in with just about anything. It's real close to being perfect, and like I said, the applied markers and the way they kind of pop off the. I mean, these have some. All applied markers, they stand up as far as, oh look, that's neat. You can see it. But I think the Roman numerals just make it a little bit different. Like how the 12 is, it has more of a presence to me than a normal diver. And maybe if I got my hands on a watch with applied Arabic numerals, which I never have, maybe then that would impress me. I don't know. But I thought this watch had a lot of pop as far as, different angles and things that are neat about it. But Certina is a brand that to me is very, very underappreciated. And I'll tell you why. Like a lot of these, I buy these gray market. And this one I already did a review on. This comes in, multiple color combinations. But for under $1,000, you can have your, I don't know, business, casual, whatever. And then you can have an ultra tough diver, and they both have Certina's dual shock system in them, which protects the movement and makes it more durable. And I guess what I want to say, it's not bumping this watch around isn't really going to hurt it. But for the money, I think Certina is a great brand of watch. And like I said, for less than $1,000, you can have a diver and kind of a dress watch. I mean, for under $1,000, you can kind of have a 2-watch collection from a Swiss manufacturer, and they're good watches, and they're going to last you as long as you'll take care of them. But anyway, the one thing I did forget to mention, Rob and I both like the same thing in a bracelet. I like that taper that just comes right down off when it comes completely flat right to the case like that, because it articulates really well at the case and the bracelet, and it just, to me, it makes it a more comfortable bracelet to wear on a regular basis. There's nothing wrong with like this design, this one jets out like Rolex-ish, but I prefer them when they do just taper right there at the lug. I don't know. I'm a fan of Steinhardt's bracelets because of that, and that's just a personal thing. But anyway, that's kind of my take on the Certina DS-1. If you want a nice, pretty much do anything watch, and you want to spend less than $400, I'd check one of these out. Pretty good deal for the money. Anyway, thanks for watching.